Crypto prices are down across the board. Bitcoin has recently fallen to nearly $80,000 from its $125,000 all-time high. Ethereum's below $3K, and Solana is now at $125. It seems to be, down only across the board. So is crypto in a bear market? Was this an underwhelming cycle for ants? Are we doomed to see down only for the next year? Or is it something else entirely? Is the 4-year cycle dead? Is it just a fake out that's going to come rip-roaring back after the Fed pivots and, financial conditions start to ease? What's the truth? Well, what if I told you, if you're watching this channel, it doesn't matter? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to get into in this video today as a blockchain developer myself who works this technology on a daily basis. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something you're interested in, then smash that like button down below and subscribe. And if you want to see how to jump on this rapidly growing tech trend to increase your income and work remotely, I can show you how to become a blockchain developer step-by-step start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right, so why would it not matter if crypto is in a bear market or not? No, this isn't a video just telling you to hold and you'll see prices higher eventually someday. And while that might be true, of course, I'm not trying to give you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor who can't tell you what to do. The real truth is that buying crypto was never the secret ticket for people like you watching this channel, or for me. It never was. And I've said this for years. Now, of course, I don't think that holding crypto over the long term is bad. And I, just like everyone else, want to see valuations increase, but take a step back for a minute. For most people trying to make it in crypto, all right, they're really trying to increase a new level of financial independence where they can escape the job they hate, provide for themselves, their families, buy a home, a car, pay off debt, whatever. And if you're really lucky, maybe even retire early. But what if you could do all these things in crypto without having to worry about crypto prices going up, down, sideways, left, right, backwards, whatever, right? Well, you actually can. And how is that? Well, is by becoming a blockchain developer. That's exactly what I teach you how to do in this channel. And right now is still an incredible time to do that despite what the charts are saying. I work every single day with developers to train them to work in the industry, and my students are still getting hired at some of the top companies in the space, like Coinbase, American Express, Real Vision, Nethermind, okay? It's the exact opposite of what you'd think if you were simply watching the charts. So why is this? Well, despite the prices, people are still quietly building world-changing technology behind the scenes, okay? Massive companies, not just crypto companies, ones outside of crypto. And whether it feels like it or not, cryptocurrency and blockchain adoption are continuing to advance and permeate every aspect of finance, from institutional finance to consumer finance. Now, all that sounds great. I don't want you to just take my word for it. Let's actually look at some of the data to back this up and see why. So first of all, you have to understand that hiring data shows growth in blockchain roles, okay? From Gate Research, basically, this institute offers a sharp contrast. Crypto hiring has accelerated even as traditional payrolls contracted, in other industries. People worry about, layoffs, even tech layoffs, AI taking everybody's jobs, blah, 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 blah. So crypto job openings rose 47% year on year to roughly 66,000 new roles. And if you look at the bottom point, technical roles now make up 50% of hiring. Let's say most of those are developer roles. Or developer adjacent, then basically, 30,000 roles are open for people who know blockchain. And on top of that, crypto salaries actually grew 18% year on year, despite everybody talking about, I can't get a raise, or I'm getting laid off, or my paycheck is stable. That's not the case in this industry. So blockchain developer demand remains strong, outpacing many other tech job categories. Okay, developers with Solidity, Rust, smart contract experience are sought after highly. The core of this is good for blockchain developers. So on top of this, what I was saying before is crypto is going mainstream in the sense that major companies outside of sort of the crypto bubble are actually building big, important things for, consumers and, other aspects of finance. Okay. So one of those, which I haven't touched on as much on my channel, but if you've been watching the news, you might have heard about, is Stripe's Tempo blockchain. Okay. So what is Stripe? If you're not familiar, it's one of the largest, payment processors in the entire world. They have historically been supporting crypto with stablecoin payments, and they're actually releasing their Tempo blockchain to tap MasterCard and many other financial service providers to get them on board. The unique thing about Tempo blockchain is it's payments focused, all right? The testnet's already live. It's designed for ultra low cost stablecoin payment, instant settlement, and banks and fintechs can run nodes and actually build on it. And again, we're talking major partners like MasterCard, Klarna, Visa, Shopify, OpenAI, Deutsche Bank. So there's serious ecosystem interest. And especially with new technology like this, there's huge opportunity for developers because, they're going to need to be building tools, software developer kits or SDKs, while it's Rails, UX layers, commerce integrations, this is a whole field of infrastructure that needs to get built and is going to increase the demand dramatically. On top of this right now, big banks like JP Morgan are harnessing blockchain for debt issuance amid, this digital asset adoption boost. So despite what's happening to crypto prices, we're still seeing this type of thing happen on the institutional front. Major stable coins like PayPal's PiUSD have surged in circulation, showing demand for on-chain money primitives. And on top of this, Kraken has expanded beyond trading into tokenized equities and services for institutions, showing diversification in crypto firms. So again, tokenized equities is still in the cards for blockchain in the future. Something that's been working on in the industry for a really long time. It's like it takes forever to get this stuff to actually work. And when it does work, things start to explode. It's like with the Bitcoin ETFs. People talk about Bitcoin ETFs for forever. They're finally here and they've seen a ton of attention ever since they've gone live. Not to mention everything else around the corner, like institutional blockchain and real world assets, tokenization of debt securities, real world assets is accelerating. Payments blockchains are taking shape like Tempo. Regulation and compliance are coming into focus so we actually understand what we can do with blockchain, what we can't do, which is going to make, so many other projects go live that have been sitting on the sidelines for so long. Interoperability frameworks, smart contracts, security auditing, and testing. And one last little data point I'll leave you from here is talking about, blockchain demand, salaries, juxtapose what's happening with AI. So basically, while AI's appeal has definitely siphoned some talent, the report found that blockchain ecosystems have continued to expand. Ethereum and its layer 2 networks were the top destination for new developers in 2025. But even as some workers leave crypto for AI, demand for blockchain engineers remains strong and increasingly well rewarded. So according to the London School for Economics list of top 10 highest paying tech jobs, blockchain engineering still ranks 7th in the UK. All right, so those are just a few data points to chew on. Because again, at the end of the day, I don't want you just take my word for this stuff. I want you to see what's actually happening based upon data that's readily available out there. And so what I can tell you beyond just data is also having been in this experience. I've been training blockchain developers in this industry for almost a decade, okay? And I've seen, 2 pretty brutal bear markets in that entire time. The first time, from 2018, in 2019, and then also basically what happened in 2022. So I can tell you during that time, well, it felt like the world's burning down. We're still seeing blockchain developers getting hired, all the time, seeing new products shipping. Inside of bear markets, will there be losers? Of course, but the aggregate demand for developers still remains strong, and the industry still persisted and moved forward despite what was happening on the charts. Now, is crypto about to go through some brutal bear market? Is the 4-year cycle over? Is the 4-year cycle intact? Well, again, that's not really the topic of this video. We can sit here and debate that until we're blue in the face. But the whole point is, it doesn't really matter if you're watching this channel and you're trying to, jump on this trend and actually do what you can, which is what you can control, not whether the price goes up, down, left, right, sideways, but actually how you can invest in yourself, jump into a pool, there's massive demand, and actually get what most people are looking for in the crypto space, which is to basically level up their financial situation and work on something that's really interesting and, ride this wave off in the future. So if that sounds good to you, then first, make sure you smash the like button down below, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you want to get started coding today, you can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. Keep an eye out. We'll be dropping a new one probably just after Christmas, before the new year for you. And if you like those videos and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can show you how to jump on this rapidly growing tech trend so that you can increase your income, work remotely over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You really don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.